This video is to show you how to fill out the CN Contractor Thermite Welding Information Report. This report is required to be filled out either digitally or on paper by a contractor thermite crew welding on CN property. One of the first pieces of information you need is the date of welding. We need the year, month, and day. So if we were to weld on September 3rd, 2016, in the year we would have to put 2016, in the month 09, and in the day 03. You have to put 4 digits for the year, 2 digits for the month, and 2 digits for the day. The next piece of information is your company name. Please include what company you work for, whether it be Railworks, or H-Tech, or Bankhead, or Holland. Make sure you put the company name. Next section of information is welder. You need to have the name of the welder, the PIN number of the welder. The PIN number of the welder starts with X followed by 5 numbers. This is the CN PIN number given to you. If you do not know or have a CN PIN number, please contact your supervisor so we can get one for you. And lastly, your signature. Next piece of information is the same information as what was before, but for your CN employee in charge or flagman. Please include their name, their PIN number, which is a 6-number PIN number with no X before it, and their signature. The next piece of information is your time. So you should have your start time, your end time, and the hours charged. This sheet should be filled out no matter what every time you charge CN for thermite welding, whether you do 10 welds or no welds. This form is required. The next option is frog welding, yes or no. If you did frog welding, you have to put Y and then put what subdivision you did the frog welding on. The next is weather delay, yes or no. If you do have weather delay, put Y and then how many hours of weather delay. The next is CN gang ID number. If you are given a CN gang ID number by your supervisor, please input that, or a CN gang ID number by your EIC or flagman. So it could be CN04 given to you by your supervisor, or Chippewa Falls Section Gang, or Welding Gang WE12. The next piece of information is your welder helper. For your first welder helper, please put the PIN number of your welder helper. It should be either, if it's a CN helper, put his PIN number, or if it's a contractor welder, please put their PIN number in. If they do not have a PIN number, please contact your supervisor. Same as helper number 2. If you only have one helper, please put NA. The next piece of information is the welding information for each weld. You can put up to 5 welds on one sheet of paper. If you have more than 5 in one day, start a new sheet and continue on. We have 5 spots, so the information goes at top, and the welding sticker, whether you fill it out by hand, the welding sticker has to go on the bottom and stick on, or if you do it digitally, the welding sticker can be screenshotted as a picture and then imported into the bottom. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different welds. The next item is the TIS order number. You should always have a TIS order number. The only reason you should not is if you are following the RFD card that same day and the order numbers will be made the next day. Otherwise, 100% you should have a TIS order number. Next is the subdivision. You can either put the sub name or the sub number. If you want a sheet listed of all the CN subs, please contact your supervisor. They will give one to you. The next is the track ID. You can either put the 2 to 4 digit code of your track ID, so main 01, main 02, or siding SD01, SD15, whatever the track ID is, or you can put the actual name of the track, Ike Siding, Manaway Siding, anything of that nature. Milepost. This is the milepost that you are making the weld. It can either be obtained by the CN flagman according to the order number, or adjusted by yourself. Track side. This is the side of the track that the weld is being made when you are looking at increasing mileposts. So if you are traveling from milepost 350 down to milepost 345, when you're traveling, the left side is technically the right rail, because you would have to turn around to look at increasing mileposts. If you were traveling from milepost 350 to 355, the left side is your left side because you are facing increasing. Weld number. This is the weld number per welder that is made for that year on CN tracks. So if we have a welder making welds on January 1st, his weld number is number 1, and he continues all the way to March 4th, and he's on weld number 30. His welder helper then takes over because he gets sick, and his welder helper makes a weld. His weld is the number 1 because he is the welder, not the welder helper. Rail weight. This is the weight of the rail that you weld on. You do not put what kit you are using for the weld. It is the rail weight. If you are using a comp rail, please put the comp rail weight in. Rail temperature. This is the rail temperature taken on the shady part of the web of the rail with the temperature gun. It is not the ambient temperature. Weld kit. So if you are using a standard kit, put STD. If you are using a wide gap kit, put WG. If you are using a head repair weld kit, put HRW. Puller used. If you are using a puller, either put yes or no, and if you are using a puller, please put the tonnage that you used when pulling. Traffic during solidification. Traffic during solidification can only happen in one of two instances. One is when you are making the weld and the slag is being poured and a train goes by in the next track disturbing the weld as it's curing, or you make a weld, have to get off the track, and while it's curing and cooling down, a train runs over it. Next, dye penetrant. If when in CM policy you are required to, whenever a saw blade touches the rail, to dye penetrant the rail. So if you use dye penetrant, please put yes or no. Weld manufacturer. Are you using a Orgo kit or a Boutte kit? Batch number. This is found on the sticker. If you do not know the batch number, please contact your supervisor and they will get you a sheet outlining where the batch numbers are for Orgo and Boutte kits on the sticker. Batch date. This is on the sticker as well, and that's the date of the batch. If you have weld manufacturer, batch number, and batch date correct, and you are doing this digitally, you do not need to put anything in the kit sticker items unless you want to put a screenshot of the sticker itself. Vertical offset difference. This is the vertical offset difference between the two rails of the wear of the rails. Weld gap. This is the gap that is in between the rails before you pour the slag in. Alignment. This is whether you make a weld on tangent track, so straight track, the high side of the curve, or the low side of the curve. Rail plus or minus in inches. This is how much rail is removed based on the match marks. Preheat type, whether it be oxygen or air. Please specify. Tap time. This is the tap time as you make the weld. One of the last things you have to put is comments. If you are welding on a frog, please put in the comments which frog you welded on. And you can put an order number if you only welded on a frog. If you have certain conditions that you'd like to note, please put them in the comments. When you are done, you have to email the report to the people listed at the bottom of the sheet. The first one is welding_reports@cn.ca. If you don't know how to spell it or get it right, you can click the link welding_reports@cn.ca right at the bottom, and it creates a new message for you. The next one is a local track supervisor. Whatever territory you're on, you have to send a welding sheet to the local track supervisor. So please ask your flagman and he will provide the email for you. Senior manager. This is the senior manager of that zone, and please ask your flagman and they will know the senior manager. And lastly, the flagman. When you have his name, you can put his name in the email, or if you put his PIN number at cn.ca, it will send an email to him as well. This is so we can enter the information listed on the sheet into TIS. Please send one email to all 4 of the people below every day, as well as your CTW form and any people from your company who might need the form. And that is how to fill out a CN Contractor Thermite Welding Information Report. Thank you.